I think Mr. Solomon, then Mr. Chukuka, that's the guy that with 50K account, and then I have another one to do. The purpose of this call is for you guys to hear from those that have actually been through the things that you might encounter, right? The Bible always says that the scriptures the scriptures are written for our learning, right? So the Bible is a kind of encouragement. So you can see that when you look at the Bible, you see people that went through the kind of condition you go through. So to me, that is the best kind of encouragement, right? When you see someone that's gone through what you're going through and scale through it, gives you more. That's more moral, right? So I feel for me, one of the things that really make the difference when it comes to trading generally or anything generally is when you just give it enough persistence with time, right? Just have to give it enough time. I'm just trying to see and wait for that to hop up. Sometimes Instagram can just be fun. I can't really see who and who is not on, who is right. Okay. All right. So the purpose of the call is so that you guys can hear the stories of those that have gone through the things and that they have gone through, and you even know that some people have been gone through. In fact, the last call was one of the calls that really touched me. That was one by Chukuka. The guy was a medicine doctor, in depth, all those kind of issues. Right? So reading to hear all these stories kind of encourage you. Right? That's why I always go through almost every profit interview I see on MFF. I go through the whole video, listen to everything that they said, and wow, it really gives me that confidence, right? So without wasting much time, let us go to the heart of the matter, right? It's already 5 minutes past 8 by my time here. All right, so I think Mr. George is here. So, sir, please can you unmute and just greet the house?
Hi, everyone. Good to be here. Thanks, Elektron and Geoffrey. You guys are two entities, so I'll address you guys as two entities. It's a privilege to be here and to be talking to everyone on my story, my journey. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome, sir. I want to really thank you for your time. I know you're a very busy person, working and all of that. So, thanks for giving us your time. So let us go to the first thing first. Just tell us more about yourself. You just know a bit about you. You have the floor, sir. Can you guys hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So let me just say a little about myself. My name is George Chuka, like you've been introducing me as. And yes, I live in the UK. I had my first degree in Nigeria, my second and the third in the UK. I'm a husband and father of one. And yes, I love God. I love God passionately. I believe without Him, nothing can be done. So in all that I do, I try to put Him first and seek His way out of every situation because I believe He has the blueprint to life. And if you follow Him doggedly, there is no mountain will be too high for you to climb. In a nutshell, yeah, I'm a HR consultant, and I've been that for some years, a couple of years after my second degree. And yeah, in a nutshell, that's who I am.
Wow, you have really gone far in this education stuff. Wow. I'm even scared of even doing masters. I'm just postponing. All right. So, can you tell us a bit about your trading, about how you started, just from the beginning? How did you come about trading? Just tell us the story from the beginning.
Okay. So I heard an advert about IML in 2017, and I didn't know much about trading. Of course, everyone has heard about Forex, what Forex is. Some people think Forex is just trading dollar for naira or for pounds, but then I heard about Forex through IML in 2017. And yeah, I got to know people like David Monitor, Mayowa Olabi. Then there was this Chris. There were two Chris's in IML back in the days. And then there was Tavares, a Latin or Spanish American, and yes, what was intriguing to me was um, the financial freedom these guys professed could be gotten through um, candlestick. As a matter of fact, there was one of their tutors then. I think she's a reverend or something. I'm trying to remember her. I've been trying to remember her name and all. And before she actually has her session, she would actually turn to the Bible where I think somewhere in Ecclesiastes where it talks about trading in different dimensions, and all somewhere to support forex trading. So yes, and I as time went on, I noticed these guys were quite heavy on marketing, which didn't appeal to me because obviously that wasn't what drew me to them and all. I tried to learn. There was Tavares, for instance. He had a strategy. He called it teacup, and I really um, followed him closely to see how he did all those things because it was the technicals I was really concerned about. And well, somehow it didn't look like something was right. It looked like something was wrong, rather. Something wasn't sitting well. So I just paused after 2018. I got busy with so many things, studies and courses and all. And I just took a pause completely. But I knew there was something out there someone could make money out of. But I was not now quite sure about how to go about it. Then after some time, somewhere ending 2018, I now said, okay, this first thing I now saw a guy that was talking about binary options. Then I got into binary options, fast, quick trading, and all of that. Of course, again, if you don't have a strategy that is founded and based on something real, you're not going to make money, even binary options. So yes, it didn't work out as planned. You make the money, you lose it. I didn't understand so many things there again. And then I met a lady. She's in America now. I met a lady who was part of our binary options group then. And amazingly, she discovered price action through some other guy and then also came in contact with Michael Huddleston. And then, she called out to us, guys, look, I have found something. You guys need to see this. You need to watch this. You need to see how this. So that was the first class I attended on anything price action. I know. Yeah, she used to use TDI and one or two moving averages quite all right for several confirmations. And or then as it went on, the dots could not connect still. I knew this could, I mean, for me, I didn't even bother myself with analyzing trades because I just felt it was just a headache. Don't even bother. Don't try. Just when this person makes a call, just do as she says. Before then, one of the things IML taught me, because they have a very strong education, IML Academy, the education is really strong. So they were actually the ones that taught me the rudiments, candles, closing, opening, wicks, buy stops, sell limits, buy limits, market executions. I actually learned that from IML, and I think it was solid. I have to give them that credit. So fast forward to this lady that I met about price action. So she did her teachings and yeah, it wanted to make sense, but again, it just didn't, and I left it at that, but continued searching. I came in touch with quite a number of people, and I mean quite a number of people that I wasn't bothered about what they were asking me to bring. I was more bothered about, can you actually deliver what you say you will deliver? It's not, some people will be quick to tell you, oh, my fees are, or my fee is this. And I'm not looking at fee. I'm looking at, oh, can you deliver this? And yes, truth be told, I got swindled in one or two of them. There was even I think a Kenyan lady. Some of you might even know her. I'm trying to remember her name as well. She came up with her own variant of BTMM, and of course, which doesn't even make so much sense. I mean, how can you say market will drop or rise 3 levels, and everybody would have been billionaires by now? And the logic of rising and falling in 3 levels. I said, no, this, it can't be this simple. It might be simple, but not just like this. So, but yeah, that was what happened, and I just kept searching. I just kept searching, and then in 2021, a friend of mine now told me about a group he encountered and sent me a video on YouTube. And I checked out the guy's video, and the guy was quite explanatory about this market structure thing. And this was now 2019. About 2019, ending of 2019. I now watched this video early 2020, lockdown. Now, during lockdown, yeah, I remember during lockdown, and he seemed to have been making some sense. I'm like, okay. And I watched it, and after a while, the guy now, because he also runs an academy, and also he put up when his next sections or classes would start. I enrolled, and the classes were good, although his teachings were indicator based. He also does price action, but predominantly indicator based. And it was from him I learned a lot about money and risk management, because he just drilled in. We basically studied Douglas's books in one of the modules he was teaching. We studied it, we made notes, we made summaries, and it was quite intense and all. So I was done with that sometime in August. I enrolled into that sometime in July, August 2021, and was done. It was about a 6 week thing, because normally when you're done with the classes, everybody that attended the classes, that section or that period, he puts you up to a challenge. So you guys, like a real challenge, like some prop firms have challenges in them. Yeah, so he puts you in a real challenge where the first will be determined in second and third. And so you have to show what you have learned in the past couple of weeks. So after I was done with that, so far that's my trading journey anyway. We're on trading journey, so let me not get ahead of myself. So that's been my journey so far, and maybe after then I can get to mention how I came in contact with Elektron FX when we get to that point. But so far, yeah, that's how I transitioned.
Wow, has it really been a really long journey, like since 2017? Wow,
Yeah,
that's amazing. So you started with indicators, then I started moving to price action, BTTM, like beats the market makers. I think I've
yeah.
heard about that strategy before, though I've not used it before, and all of that. So, what strategy did you not decide to settle on? Like after all the strategies you learned, then which one did you finally decide to settle on? Which finally gave you that consistency you were looking for?
Okay. So in 2021, after I was done with that classes, I bought a prop firm account afterwards. I bought a prop firm account precisely December 2021. I think December 13th, I remember. And since we had finished classes with these guys, I decided, okay, I was going to take one of the strategies that was indicator based, and I'm just going to follow strictly what's been taught. I went through it from December 13th, 2021, up till 2022. So I was still trading with the indicators and all. And I bought a total of about 7 challenges up until November 2022. Okay, before November 2022, at about sometime in June or July, I'm not sure about between June and July, still searching because there was one thing I had come in contact with Forex. I know people that traded it. I know people that cashed out for it. So anybody telling me it's a scam is late, you know. So I knew it was real, but I needed to find out what works for me, you know, what fits my personality, what can my brain wrap around and translate it to money. So that was how I was just doing. And searching. One day on Facebook, I met BTF or something. Yeah, BTF, right? Jimmy. And I'm like, okay, his indicators looked quite funny, you know, because I mean, it's like spaghetti and macaroni, then some soup put together. And that was how the whole chat was looking. I said, okay, I'm trying to run away from indicators, but this guy, and he's a pastor, and he seems to be the credible pastor. Okay, let me try him. I mean, I can't write off anybody. You never know where your miracle lies. So I enrolled. Um, I I paid for the course and then downloaded it. To be honest, before I even downloaded the whole thing, I was already doubting. I'm like, there's no way. There's just no way. You can tell me that when the this MA comes. No, 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 no. So anyway, I was in his group. While in his group, just this chap that just keeps posting. And look, I pay attention to certain things. He will post, and I'll look at his chat or whatever he said, maybe a day or two. I'm like, okay, this actually happened. I said, okay, let me watch it. And I did that for maybe 1 to 3 months. 1 to 3 months. And I'm like, no, 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 this guy is. I nobody's telling me this now. I saw when he posted this, and I saw the outcome. So it's either there's something this guy is doing. If he's a, if he's a fraud, he must be a very good one. But there must be something he's doing that he's doing really well. Okay, and then again, I just found out. Okay, he's probably a pastor, but definitely a Christian. I'm not sure if he's a pastor. But then um, that's Joffrey now, and then he now put up a discount or something on a discount on Elektron FX Academy. And yeah, I buzzed him and he said, yeah. So I paid and I joined the group. I remember asking him, does he do live classes? Because personally, one thing I know about myself, I'm not very good at watching recorded videos. So I joined your academy and then there are like 25 videos to watch. No, I've switched off. You won't even see me watching any of that. Maybe I can watch the first 10 or something, but I just like the live thing because I just feel in the live classes, you're hearing the person live. It's like a transference of spirit. You're actually getting into the person's spirit. And then he said, well, he has live classes once in a while. And I said, okay, I mean, I don't get to lose anything. So I paid for it and I came in. I watched the videos. Of course, they were majorly something I knew most of the things, but a number of them too I didn't, which I had to. And I started watching at this time actually, I had reduced my trading drastically. I'd reduced my trading, drastically reduced it because I had lost money, including some I had some apart from the prop firms, some accounts I would fund myself and just blew. I just blew it. And then one time he put out an advert for a 1-to-1 classes. I think I saw that advert less than 30 minutes. He put up that advert. I hit him up and I said, look, I'm paying for the live 1-to-1 classes. And to be honest, I'm not paying because the money might be there or I might be able to afford it. No, I'm paying because I believe in something. When you pay for something, you're not paying for the classes. You're paying for the access to the person, which is priceless, basically. So I wanted to hear this guy that predicts the charts 9.5 out of 10 times. It happened. And I tell myself, there must be something. This might actually be the stop. And I remember telling my wife, I said, look, if this doesn't cut it for me, I doubt if any other thing will cut it. This has to be it. It just has to be it. And yeah, so I had a one-to-one with him. I think it ran from October. I think it was like 4 or 6 weeks, if I remember. And it ended in November. So when we were done, shortly before we were done, actually, I bought a prop firm account in November, 26th of November, precisely 2022. And November went by, December went by, January went by, February, March. I hadn't blown the account. I was trading. I hadn't passed it. But I hadn't blown the account. And something just snapped in me. You finally gotten to that threshold, you know. So this is it. Because the one-to-one classes where I don't even know how to explain it, to be honest. It was like it was a marathon. And he might not even know this, but some of the night classes I had at work, I had them at work because, you know, I just had to, I worked late some of those days and I had to just stay at work, finish up before dashing home and all. So at that point, to be honest, the account refused to blow. It just refused to blow. So I said, okay, this has to be it. I think there is something, one or two things I need to tweak to understand what's going on. I mean, sometimes I'll get to 5%. In fact, at a point, I got to 6% to passing the account. And, you know, it just went down again and it didn't. And so that's how I came in real contact with price action. And some of the price action techniques I had learned before then, it just came together. It pieced together. Moreover, before then, I had been in other groups. I had paid for other groups. And I'm not saying this to, I'm sure there's hardly anybody you want to mention. There's hardly anybody you want to mention I'm not in their group. Hardly. Some of them are in their 1 year till date. I'm in their 1 year mentorship. Some of them are in their lifetime mentorship. You know, but at a point, I just told myself, if I turn my screen and you see my Telegram, everything is on silence. I silenced all the groups. Because I just got tired. I'm like, look, if I'm not getting this, then I'm not taking the next signal anybody wants to give me because the person is probably not smarter than me. So just turn out the noise. GU is going up, EU is going down. This has hit here, it has hit there. Just shut out everybody. Focus on what you've learned. Know it for yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you make the money, you're making it for yourself. If you lose the money based on what someone else says, do this or do that, it's not the person that will lose the money, it's still you. So in a nutshell, that's when I came in contact with Elektron FX and a one-to-one with the man himself, Joffrey. That's November 26th was when I bought my last failed, my 7th challenge was then. And I hadn't run the account till now. Yeah, so that's when I came in contact with price action and decided to stay with price action, studied further, and even within Elektron FX, at a point, I was very, I wouldn't say I was active, not active, but I really used to follow up with the chat. Then I found out it was quite distracting to me. Yeah, it became really distracting, and I also had to silence Elektron FX group too. Went back, rewatched my one-to-one videos with him, and followed up closely, like closely, until an aha moment clicked. It just clicked. It just clicked, and yeah, the rest is history. So yeah, I hope I haven't spoken too long. Yeah, that's what happened. Hello.
Nice. Yeah, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So that is very, very amazing. Yeah. So the thing I really got from this whole call is your refusal to give up. Some people like 2017. I think that's even before I even started trading stuff. Man, that is really some resilience there. Wow, I'm really blessed to hear this from you. All right, so we have talked about how you got in contact with affairs and all of that. So based on the kind of trader you are, how would you really categorize your trading? Are you a swing trader, scalp trader? How do you really approach and as a person? I teach general approach, right? I don't really force anybody to be a scalper or be anything. So I just what kind of trading really work for you? What kind of approach to trading really work for you? That really clicked for you?
Okay. First of all, scalping. I don't understand scalping. It's for me, scalping is still a mystery. People just enter a trade. I think they said enter with a specific substantial lot size for a short distance. I don't know how to do that. In the past, each time I try that, I get my fingers burnt. It's just so scalping is a no-no. Swinging sounds nice, but the problem is, can I hold trade for a week and still focus on other things? So at the end of the day, I just thought to myself, look, get in and get out within a day, maybe two. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind holding a trade for 2 to 3 days, maximum three, honestly, maximum, the very maximum. It's dragged too long, 3 days. But ideally, I want to get into a trade and get out the same day before the close, before 6 p.m. GMC. I would like to leave a trade. If it depending on where I'm targeting, you know, depending on where I'm targeting. If I feel okay, this is where I'm targeting, and there are reasons for the trade to go further, then I might hold on to it. But I think that will categorize me into being an intraday. And I know intraday is supposed to be within a day or two or something, not not typically or restricted to 24 hours. Yeah, that's how I categorize. I'm not a swing trader, except I don't know, what would you categorize as swing? Definitely not a scalper. I'm not a scalper. I don't like scalping. I lose money when I scalp. Swinging, no, nothing up to 1 week, nothing up to 4 days. Anything more than 3 days is too long. So yeah, that's how I see myself.
Okay, that is in between day trader and intraday. Is that how you say
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
switch between intraday and day?
yeah.
Right? Because no day traders can wait like sometimes 2 days. So that is also cool. Right? Since you're busy, to really work for you. Right. All right. So now let us talk more about the risk. Your profile approach. Now, that's actually one issue I mean people are going through. Right. So how do you manage risk? Like how do you use your risk?
Okay,
What's the risk reward ratio and what's the percentage you usually use in your trading?
okay. I'll be honest. And I will explain why I use this. I use 0.5 till the end. I start with 0.5. I stick with 0.5 till the end. And this is why I did this. Um, for about 2 to 3 months, what I did was I kept looking at the charts. Like, so I just kept looking at charts, and I see huge expansion. And I kept asking myself, what causes these expansions? I don't want to be on the charts every day. To be honest, I don't. Some people don't mind. That's theirs. For me, I don't want to be on it. This is what I want to do. I want to make between 1 to 5%, and I'm out for the month. So what will give me 1 to 5%? This is after a challenge now. I'm coming to your question. I'm trying to answer that. What how will I do that sustainably and very quickly, besides having a huge account? And I kept looking at the chart and I kept looking at the charts. And just like those of us that are Christians, just like the story of the spotted and speckled cows and sheep in the Bible between Jacob and Laban. I kept looking at it and I kept looking at it and I kept looking at it. And funny, I always kept, at some point, almost 2 to 3 months, I kept seeing an expansion that is about, which happens every week, an expansion that is about 5 to 10 10 hours. I kept seeing it. I kept seeing it. I just kept seeing it. And I backtested. Okay, I use, apart from using TradingView, I also use there's this software. Most of us know it. Soft for what's that thing? Software used in backtesting on MT4. So I had to run a backtest for like a year because I needed to go back to the chart, and sometimes TradingView could limit. So I just used the software, and I went back and looked at this thing. They just repeated. Yeah, of course, everyone has losses once in a while. So the losses would occur once in a while, but the expansion would expand and really expand. I'm like, okay, you know what? If I risk 0.5% of my account and I hop on this expansion and it hits TP8, I have 4%. If I do that twice, I have 8. I have passed the challenge, MFF, and most top friends now. I would call myself not really lazy, literally, but I just don't want to come and sleep with the charts. It's too it's not like it's too tasking. I mean, people like Geoffrey, that is their ministry. It's their ministry. They can afford to, control themselves without trading. But if I stare at the charts too much, I'll be forced to press a button, buy or sell, and try to make sense out of some senseless things. So I said, okay, you know what? Reduce your chart time. Can you shoot a 1 to 8 twice? You're done with phase 1. Shoot it midway. You're done with phase 2. If you get an account, 2, 3 reasonable accounts, shoot your 2 to 3%, 5% with ease. As a matter of fact, 3%, to be honest, 3%. You're done for the month. You've signed out. No matter what the market moves, a million pips, it's none of your business. So for the risk challenge, I risk 0.5 all through phase 1 and phase 2. So I tend to shoot 0.5 to hit an 8-hour trade, and I'm done twice. Of course, that becomes a lot easier for the second phase because it's 5%, and you have more time to hit that as well. So you do that, you're done. Then with your real funded accounts, I mean, if you hit 3%, it's a substantial amount. 3% of 100K or 3% of 500K. I think you can go to bed or have some quality family time and ministry related thing. Go to church a lot freer, and so that's what I risk. That's how I approach risk. Nothing makes me move 0.5. I don't care how the setup is. Let it look like the setup that is 100% guaranteed. I'm not risking anything more than that because anything can happen. Yeah, and I don't want to heartbreak. That's what I do.
So that's amazing. Right. From the things you said, I want to ask this question next, but what I can infer, the idea of creating your own specific model. Okay, me, I'm using 1:8. Those things really help with psychology and being disciplined to follow it. Right, those are the things that really help with psychology. Right, when it comes to the figures of profit, like it's one thing to know, okay, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. How are you able to handle the psychological aspect of the whole stuff? How, like those big figures, sometimes you're losing. If you're doing a 100K account, sometimes you're losing as much as sometimes $500 or $400 a single trade, and sometimes the figures can be kind of shaking you. all those kind of stuff, I've been trading the profits. I know how it can be at the beginning, but now I don't really care. But how do you really, how did you cope with the psychological aspect of it? Balance of psychology when it comes to the figures and all those things.
Okay. Two things I would say. Number one is I got something locked inside my head. What is it? 0.5% is 0.5%. 0.5% in a 5K account is 0.5% in a 1 million USD account. It doesn't make a difference. Forget about the figures. Think in percentages. So I'm always thinking in percentages. If the number likes, let it be. 4,000% stop loss on 100K is what it is. It's not. 4,000% is a 500 is a 400K account. So somebody has a 400K account. You're having a $4,000 drawdown, for instance. I think that's 1%, if I'm correct. Yes, the same thing applies. So you're trading a 100K account. You have a 1K drawdown. It's just, and I'm using the word just in the right usage. Yeah, it's just 1%. It's the same thing the person trading with the 10,000 accounts balance, or it's the same percentage. So if you heard me earlier, I said 2021 classes I attended, we got really drilled on risk, money management, and psychology. And I still have my notes on my Douglas. And to be honest, when I'm not trading, I'm not doing anything. I'm watching something somebody is saying about how he managed something that is not candlestick strategy related. What do you do? How are you doing this? How do you avoid it? So I try to watch. It's not as if I don't feel it when my trades are going south. It's hurtful. It's painful. It's annoying, like every human being would feel. But I just tell myself, George, it's 0.5%. What are you? Have you forgotten your? And because there's a reference point, have you forgotten your books? I have a book. I write down almost everything that happens, and particularly the 7 things I must see before I enter a trade. If the book is in front of me, it's boxed. I take it off. If I don't take any of those things off, I'm not pressing buy or sell. Look, have you forgotten? You followed all this, so you're losing 0.5. Why are you angry? Did somebody push you? No. Did you take the boxes? Yes. Did you take the boxes? No. So who are you blaming? So that's how, for me personally, that's how I handle it. Does it hurt? Yes. But I just tell myself that's what it is. What's the worst thing that can happen? Stop loss. How much? 0.5. So I don't look at stop loss. How much? $500. No. Stop loss. How much? 0.5. And I just leave it at that. Okay. 0.5. If you eventually hit TP, are you going to get the 0.5 back? Of course, times XYZ target. Yeah, so that's how I approach it from a psychological point of view. And I think the hardest part for me, not for me, for a lot of people, because I've even seen people that started trading before me. They're even way better than I am. But the risk management and psychology is rubbish. Nonsense. So this thing is a combination of everything on a balanced scale, and with time, definitely the results will come. So that's how I approach the risk in terms of psychology.
Right. I think something was happening. I think earlier this week. Okay, sorry, last week. I think I was saying something about people that like to add position and drawdown, and that's what Madam Becky was saying. She still does. You have to know your risk and stick to it. Whatever market is doing, let it hit stop loss, right? So it's really something you need to do. You need to really have a written down plan. I've always said this thing: write your trading plan. Like me, I don't go more than 0.5, especially if I'm still at that break even level. But if I've gone like, let's say 5%, I cannot go like 1%. That's how I usually do. If I go higher, I tend to increase mine. All right. So this is the second to last question. So throughout your whole professional journey, what was your biggest challenge? Like the biggest challenge you encountered throughout the whole professional journey?
Hmm. The biggest challenge is, or was, it was frustrating. Uh, See, there was a day I had seen this was a 10K account. This is linked to the challenge. I saw, of course, 10K. Your target is, I think, 800. 800. I saw 780, 780 USD, and this was like about 3 months before I eventually passed it. 780. So it just kept happening. I get to 6%, I get to 5%. And that was actually the point. I had to ask myself, what's happening? Um, it's not village people, so don't even call village people. Village people don't exist. It's in the mind. It exists. I'm not saying those things don't happen. They happen, but most of those things, we create them and then they start happening. You need to sit down. What's getting you distracted? What's making you not cross the threshold? I always feel, this is my personal belief, the gap between those that can and those that can't is not money, is knowledge gap. Everything in life is about knowledge gap. The day you get the knowledge, you will cross that boundary and you'll be wondering, was it that easy? Is it me doing it? And all of that. So for me, that was just the biggest challenge in this whole thing. By the time I had understood what I needed to do and I had started doing them, I couldn't just cross that river, that point. I get there, I come back, I get there, I come back, I do 4, 5, 6%, I draw back. Then at the end of the day, sometimes I'm even on -1%. Then I'm trying to walk up to break even to have a free go and all. For me, that was the toughest part. It was really, really the toughest part. It was frustrating. And that was the point I actually silenced all the groups. I just silenced all the groups and I had to walk the road alone and figured out some way how to cross that. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. That's also something I've also encountered. Like, I was one that happened to me. I was in February, so I think I was about to pass like my MFF in like 1 week. That first week, that was I started on Monday. I was about to finish on Friday. I was like 5, 6%. So I just sending me risk 1%. The market came to about 780 something, and then went back and hit my stop loss. I was mad. So that's what happens. It happens a lot. Happens a lot. And you said something that really, really touched. It's really, really true. For you to really find, I think Prophet Joe was saying this in last week. He was saying that the solution you need is inside you. It's not in somebody. So I really love what that you say, because people always feel that they have to something. They have to, maybe I'm hiding something from them. Something. It's just something external. Most times the problem is inside you. If you cannot shut the noise like he did, you have to silence all the noise. All the groups are, the answer is always inside you. That's really true. You have to just learn how to enjoy your own company. Because that's how the solution usually comes, right? So let's go to the final question so I can leave you to face your family members, wife and children, or the child, sorry. What is the advice you can give to other traders? What's the advice you can give to other people that are struggling or are still trying to, get to that threshold of consistency, like as they calls it, the threshold of consistency. So what is the advice I can give to others who are struggling with challenge faces? What do you think they should really do? What are the steps they should follow to actually see the result that you saw? Right.
Just like they say, salvation is personal. Trading is a personal thing. One of my mentors used to say this. Look, for some people, they could meet the first mentor they meet might just be the right mentor that thinks with their personality and everything. It just blends and off they go. For some people, you might just need to try a couple of others. So I'd say trading isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And in a marathon, the ability to endure and manage one's strength and consistency are the keys, which isn't quite different from trading and life in general. And sometimes we get under pressure. I mean, a set man has said it a couple of times. Get a job. Just get a job if you need to get a job. And don't be in a hurry to impress people. Don't just be in a hurry to impress anyone, because to be honest, at some point I also found out nobody really cares. Look, nobody. Tune up your Instagram page and somebody withdrew 1 million, the other person withdrew 1 point, the other person is ready. Look, whether you're withdrawing more than they are or you're not even withdrawing at all, nobody really cares. If you're thinking or waiting to get into the league of those that are buying Ferraris and all whatnot, you might just be setting up yourself to fail, because you'll be putting up unnecessary pressure. You're putting on unnecessary pressure on yourself, and it's not necessary. Discover yourself. Just discover yourself. Turn out the noise. I mean, at least some things I believe it can be applied to everyone. Turn out the noise and don't follow everybody else, please. What I mean by don't follow everyone else, the person you're seeing. Sometimes I chat, sometimes I chat Geoffrey at the background, and I'm like, how do you do this? You're here, you're there, you're there, you're here. You're raking everywhere, and your trades are hitting TP. And how do you do it? Now, if I try to copy him, I'm going to fail woefully, because that's probably how he's structured. So everyone should just find their themselves, because I think for me it's a journey of self-discovery. It's just a journey of self-discovery. You discover yourself, and according to your discovery, you just plot that. And again, please, please, try to manage. I see this a lot. Try to manage your resources, even when you eventually get there, because again, the journey has just started. So you eventually get there. It's just the beginning of the journey. You want to actually manage your resources, and I mean, let me say something personal, right? Like I said earlier, to be honest, I just want to make 3% and I get out. 3% of what? 3% of 500, 3% of 1 million. Get to 1 million, it's just 1% I want to make. I don't want any more than that. A month and all. There's no part of this world, if you make 10 grand, you cannot live in conveniently. Like conveniently. There's no part. With just 1% of 1 million and all. Let the heavens be breaking loose. Let hell break out. It's none of my business. This is just what I want. Then put it into some other thing that is not in any way, form or shape like the forex market, something that the growth is a lot more consistent and all of that. And so that's just my advice to anybody struggling out there. It's possible. It's very, very possible. Now, this is not just me trying to sound, cliche or anything. If I can do it, and I mean if I can do it, at a point, let me be honest with you guys, at a point, I'm in a trade, and the trade is moving towards my TP. I'm like, let me not lie. I'm shaking. I'm like, no, it's not happening. No, it's not happening. Why? Because by this time last year, I was wondering how will it even happen? Will it even happen? Like, I'm not even close to where I think I should be. Yes, and I know the journey is still um yes, I've started it, but it's still far. It's a distant one. Like I said, it's a marathon. But yes, at the same time, I believe it started, and I'll get there. You all will get there. Yes, in Jesus' name. But you also need an input. If you need to blot out the noise, let me say one more thing. Look, there were times until I started nodding off on my system, I will not leave that system. I just kept looking at it. I just kept, I just talked about the speckled and spotted cows of Jacob. I just kept looking at it. It's not possible. These things are repeated. Like they say, the market repeats itself, right? These things are repeated. How can I, okay, thank God for Geoffrey, but I don't want to be on the chat every day as well. How can I pass this thing and then just relax and all? So it's a personal risk. If I can do it, I'm very sure, I'm 101% sure that you can if you're out there struggling or listening to me. You probably even know better than I do, but I know you can. Follow the books. If you're told to do this, be sheepish about it. Just go with it and see. Because at the point I used to tell myself, I said, George, okay, just try it and see. Just the books. That's why I had to come up with a plan. As in, when I mean a plan, I had to take. If it doesn't happen, you have no business in that market. And as God would have it, as fate would have it, as time would have it too, it happened. If He did it for me, He can do it for you. You can do it for yourself. That's what I have to say.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and for these words of wisdom. I really, really learned a lot. Right. And let me just summarize here. I think we have all heard this story, and his journey started from 2017. Now, someone will come and hear this call now. And unless some people did not join early, but he started from 2017. Right. He started from 2017. So it's not like you just come and start trading maybe last year, and because someone has 100K account, then you now feel that because you don't have 100K, you have to submit your time. No matter what you do, despite all his effort too. I think ICT always says this too. You have to submit your time. Right? Time is something you must submit to. You cannot cheat time. You cannot outsmart time. Sometimes, no matter how hardworking you are, you have to submit your time. Time has to, do its job. And what time does that? Time helps to connect you. Like it brings you at the right at the right time. When he actually started trading, he started with indicators. But believe me, no matter how hardworking he was, or he would have been with indicators, if he did not come into where they taught him price action, right, he wouldn't have seen the success. So sometimes it's not really about effort. You also have to be patient, like he said. You have to be patient and submit the time. That is something that I can say that really made the difference for me in my own trading too. I submit the time. Even despite losses, I just made up my mind as this forest in me I go do it. My parents have warned me. My father has told me I just want me to trade. My mom has said the same. My siblings have insulted me because of it. Was me, I say that in my own mind, this is my own. That they have lived their own lives. Me, I want to live my own life, and I continue that way, right? And when you submit your time will start giving you insight, right? That things I can see in a chart without even going to the right time frame. And that is because I submit your time. And many people cannot do it. I cannot look at charts now and know this is what the market is supposed to do. Or this is what happened on the lower time frame without even going to the lower time frame. Those are the things that will happen when you submit your time. So one funny thing about time is that you will not really notice the progress yourself until you look back. You notice that you have actually been growing. Right? That's one thing you need to know about submitting the time. You just suddenly know that you have crossed this level. But you wouldn't really tell when you crossed that level. Right? You want to say something?
No, yes, I agree with what you just said. I agree with what you said because this thing you said exactly, it happened time and time. I looked back and I was like, when did I even find out that was possible? How did I enter at that point? Why did I enter at that point? When did I learn it? I'm asking myself this question, but then you look back, you look at your notes, your journaling, and you're like, oh my goodness, I slept on this thing for like maybe the last 6 weeks or 7 weeks, and it finally clicked maybe like 3 months down the line or something. Yeah, that's that. You just said what you just said is true. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Like that's why we just need to be very persistent. Simon always says it, the law of persistence. There's no how you can persistently do something. It's impossible as you continue doing one thing with all your efforts continuously, without giving up, and you will not find a way through it. So this is an encouragement to you guys. I said something in the group, I think last week, there are two levels of progress in trading. It starts with understanding and then execution, right? So if you are developing the knowledge in your understanding, most times it's not really showing your results. It's just the knowledge, the understanding is just building up, right? And when it gets to a certain level, they now move over to what execution, right? So I really want you guys to really take your trading journey personal, right? Stop always saying, Jeffrey did not give me entry, this and that. Like he said, you have to really spend time on your own. I think Honcho said that trading is a journey to self-discovery. That was Honcho mindset says. That is Bash. If you guys know Bash, I've posted this material there before on trading psychology. So you guys really need to step up your game. Take this in personal, right? And we'll see you at the top. Now, we have pro firms that don't have time challenge. That's one thing that I think Mr. George also suffered too. The issue of 6%, then time will meet up, but now no more time. Yeah. I see something.
Yes, you also came to that point, yeah, because while I was also trading MFF, then I think you pointed me to my funded FX, and I went through the website, and there's no time limit, and I was like, okay, this is a good. If I haven't blown my MFF account for the last 4-5 months, maybe 6, I'm sure I can buy an account with my funded FX, and there is no pressure to actually meet up with 30 days of trading or anything. So that was also really helpful. Yeah, even though yes, I was copying, I used the trade copy app because I don't want to be trading 2 accounts. I think it's just unnecessarily. I don't want to be trading 2 separate accounts separately. I just think it's just unnecessarily stressful. So yes, so it was what I copied from MFF to my funded FX. Yeah. So, but yeah, the time barrier being taken out in my funded FX, and I think I don't know if another problem I started, or 2 of them. That is also a game changer. The number of them that do that now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. The no time so that's what really helped I think Madam Becky to pass her case one. So the now that time stuff has really gone. It's really a very big advantage to a lot of us. So if you guys are still planning to go with prop firms, I suggest that you go with the ones without time challenges. We have I think funded nest now and my funded FX. I think TFT is planning to do it by by the end of the month. So you don't have to deal with that issue of when 5%, you have to fill it and start over again. So that issue has been handled by the issue of no time, right? So I wish you guys the best. Those who have to focus on yourself, shut the noise, and see you at the top, right? So see you guys next week. Mr. George Tori, thank you for your time. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Wish you guys the best. Cheers and God bless.